Hello, it's professional wildlife photographer Andy Rouse here with my review of my top 10 favourite images from 2024. So keep watching for great inspiration and some great images too. Now we're joined by our Wild Bunch members who have seen my countdown from 25 to 11. They get extra bonus content, podcasts, workflow tutorials, lots of photo goodness. So the links are below if you want to come and join us because it's a very safe space photography club. It's a really great place, so come and have a look. Anyway, let's get on with number 10, which is this one. This is a pair of collared arasar. I love them. They've got so much personality. They're like little toucanets taken in the Ecuadorian cloud forest in, a rainstorm. Well, it does rain a lot in the cloud forest. That's a good time, in my opinion, to get really cool pictures, okay? Just going out in the sun doesn't get you anything, okay? Rain is edgy. Edgy weather is great for pictures. It gives really good pictures that people look at. And at the end of the day, these birds, they sit out in this environment. They live in this environment. So I just love taking environment shots. Now, you want to know the numbers? This is when I was still with OM. So it's OM1 Mark II. I'm just reading off the screen, so excuse me. Lens would be the 150 to 400. ISO 1600, aperture of 5.6, shutter speed 250th, exposure minus 0.7. All right, let me explain some of those numbers. Why shutter speed 250th? I tried loads of different shutter speeds to get the best rain effect, okay? The background wasn't pure black, so I knew that I wouldn't see the rain as much as I wanted. So I tried lots of different effects to elongate the rain, okay? 500 and above, you generally get little dots, no good. And it all depends on the power of the rain as well. I know everyone likes rules. You must do this, this, and this when this, and this happens. That doesn't happen in wildlife photography. You have to adapt. Well, you've got, a device which shows you instantly what the results are. In fact, I've been using the Sony A1 and it's fantastic for doing that because as I set the parameters, it shows me what the effects are in the viewfinder as I shoot, which is really, really great. But anyway, so with this, I took a lot of experimentation. Okay, I did a lot of different exposures, and this is the one I liked at a 250th. Obviously, 5.6, I had the converter engaged, so 5.6 is the minimum aperture of the lens, and I want to keep the background as simple as I can because I want the raindrops to stand out. I like this. I like the interaction of the two arasari. It looks really, really cute. They were bedraggled as well, and we were under cover. I felt so sorry for them, but they just live in this environment. They are absolutely incredible birds, so full of personality. Collared arasari, really beautiful, and a worthy start. That's number 10. Number 9. This is a rare encounter in the summer with an ocelot. We got my clients on tour. We all went to this amazing place to see these ocelots. And right at the end of the day, in the fading light, in the last light, they came out. And I got this lovely picture of one with its paw up, so looking at something very intently, ears up. Yes, it's not got perfect light. I've got plenty of them that are in sunlight, but this is one I like because it's at the edge of light. And you know my style is the edge of light. All photographers, you must have your own vision and style. You must find out what you like to shoot and shoot it and concentrate on it. Don't be a sheep. Don't do what social media wants you to do. Well, I've got to take clear portraits because I get another 3 likes. That is not photography. Photography is your expression of what you see. So make sure that you actually go out there and take that expression of what you see. Come up with a style. Doesn't matter what it is. No one's got the right to tell you that the style's no good, okay? It's your style and that's what counts. So I love this Ocelot. Minus 1.7 exposure compensation to darken the exposure right down. ISO 1600, aperture 2.8, shutter speed an 80th of a second, just to keep, and the lens was the 40 to 150 to 2.8. So just to keep the shutter speed up nice and high, but also the exposure compensation at minus 1.7 to keep the whole exposure dark because it was backlit. There's no point when you've got a backlit image to brighten the front. I don't use flash, don't allow flash to be used on stuff like this because it's detrimental to the wildlife. So it's natural light only. So I want to show it as I saw it. And this is Superman. I love my dancing shifakas. These Varuk shifakas of Madagascar are so much fun. We had a really good fun tour with them. One of my pictures from the last shoot got in the finals of the Nikon Comedy Wildlife Awards, which was great. I love this one. It's fantastic. With the Sony A1, 7200 2.8, taken at 2.8, ISO 1600, shutter speed 3200, exposure comp minus 0.3. Why exposure comp minus 0.3? I just don't want the burnout on the whites that you can sometimes get because there was a bit of strange side light coming in. When I'd seen that, actually with the flickering in the viewfinder, I could see what was going on. Also looked at the little histogram. I could see it was a bit too much against the right hand side, which means overexposure and therefore delete. So I just pulled it a bit in there, minus 0.3, just to take it away a little bit. Obviously, the shutter speed very high to stop the motion. Eye tracking all the time to pick up the eyes, and you just got to be shooting. You just got to be in the moment, ready to shoot. There's no point fiddling around with the camera and all the values. I put my values into the camera, I set the camera up, and then I'm totally into the wildlife and whatever it does. If I need to change it, I do, but more often than not, I'm going to shoot with the same settings all the time because I want to concentrate on what I'm seeing and what I'm actually photographing. And I love this. This is just fantastic. I got a whole sequence of it coming forward, but this is the one where it's the Superman that I really love. And to tell you the story of it, the shafaka landed in the leaves and it got scared by the noise and it went, ah! So it makes us laugh as well. If you laugh when you're taking pictures, you're in a good mood as well and your pictures are better. I like this. Part of my low angle project, I'm doing a big project on low angle photography right now, and I've been doing that for literally the last 2 years, looking at how you look at animals when the camera's actually on the ground. So it's generally looking up at them against the sky or the habitat or whatever. I really like doing this. These are elephants from Amberseli. We spent a lot of time getting in the right position on the salt flats for this. So Sony A1, 24 to 72.8 lens, ISO 200, aperture f8. By the way, I keep telling you cameras, I'm mainly telling you the settings. I know you'll ask me about the cameras, so I'm telling you. But it's the settings that you're interested in, hopefully. Aperture f8, shutter speed 800, exposure compensation, nothing. You don't need any exposure compensation on this. Low angle, obviously the autofocus there. I've got on the front one with the new A1 Mark II, I can set my grid across, can set my own grids, which is great. Sony people, there'll be videos on that later on. I just like the curve here of the lead elephant with all the ones behind walking in a line. Low angle, you can see that parched landscape that it is. That's the feeling I wanted to give from this picture. And thankfully, we had a few clouds in the sky because there'd be nothing worse than having a blue sky there. I'd rather have a stormy sky there, but we didn't. I'd rather have a stormy sky as well because Amberseli needs rain. It hasn't had enough rain. Animals are suffering there under stress and we need a lot more rain in Amberseli. All the other numbers there, ISO 200, obviously a low ISO because, well, why not? Basically, I know that the elephants weren't going to do much apart from that. That's basically it. You just need a 60th of a second to photograph elephants walking. The tail coming out, you know, I got a load of pictures in the sequence here, probably 10, 15 of them. And the tail coming out is the one that's really, it's kind of that one thing in the picture. You find an element that's amazing that makes you choose a picture and makes a picture stand out. It's just one thing. You know, it could be a flick of an eye, the light in the eye or something. This, it's just the towel that comes out, and that's the one you should pick, which is why you should never rush your editing. You should always do it in calm environment with a drink and a little bit of candlelight and some music. You know, you should be relaxed when you do your editing because it's the most important stage. Okay, next one. Here we go. This little owl, it was great. I saw the full moon prediction. I thought, right, you know, it's going to be clear. I've got a chance. What am I going to go and do? Oh, I got a site with barn owls. They fly across, and there's a chance they could fly across the full moon. I thought, brilliant, let's go and do that. I went and did that, and they came out and flew across well before the moon came up. And then they went off hunting. The moon's rising, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I hear the little owl calling that's nesting very close. I went round. And boom, I got it on this golf flag, believe it or not, sitting silhouetted against the rising moon. Now, this is an aperture of 20, f20, to get that detail in the moon. And at f20, I had to shoot with a shutter speed. I'd shoot with an ISO of 3,200 to get a shutter speed of a 30th. So it shows you the kind of light level that there was. I had to hold it extremely still. These basic skills, now everyone's, oh, I've got to look at all the tech and everything. Basic skills in photography, they count. And being able to hold a big lens steady without a tripod is a big, important skill. So I managed to get this right in the middle of the full moon. I darkened it by -1/3 because the camera had done its own darkening as well with the metering that was there. So I didn't need to darken it any more than that. And I think it looks great. I wish the owl would have put its wings out or turn slightly more to the side. So, sorry about my horrible profile there. So you get a little bit more profile of the beak, but it didn't. But I love the shot because it's a completely wild shot. It's not a composite or anything else. I've got all the raws to prove it as well. And I just love taking these atmospheric, edgy pictures. Wow, look at this. It's an Andean condor. absolutely incredible. We were up high about 12,000 feet. It's the second year we've been and done it, and I should have learned my lesson, because when you get the condor, they circle, circle, and the last time they come by you is the really close pass that you get, where you get the really good shots. And so why did I shoot it again with a long lens? I've got no idea. It's a habit. If I'd have shot it with a 40 to 150, I would have had a full frame condor come right by us with the background. It would look mega, but of course I didn't. Anyway, I like this one because of the rock structure behind, a beautiful face, the wings out. It's a beautiful adult. You want the numbers: ISO 3200, aperture 5.6, shutter speed of 1600th of a second. You know, it's just going round and round and round. It's pretty easy to track. But I just love it because it's against the habitat where it nests. And I really, really like that. It's a super endangered bird, highly endangered. But this organization of theirs has brought it back from the brink. And in the Andean foothills now, it's doing really, really well. So it does show that if we do care about these endangered species, we can bring them back from the brink of extinction by changing farming practices, which is what they did. All right, so I love this picture, works really, 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 really well. Derek, of course, Derek has got to be in here. This is Derek the hare, one of my local patch sites I go to, where I've got the same hare. I've been photographing him for a few years. I can tell by the nicks in his ear and his back that it's actually Derek. I don't know why I named him Derek, I just did years ago. I like this because he's down low in the grass, and it's about the memory. I was with him for an hour, sitting down low in the grass, just loving watching a hare, cleaning and going through his whole cycle. It was just amazing. So yes, the picture's nice and pretty and it's okay, and it's got nice flowers and stuff. It's a nice flat low angle, but for me, it's the memory. Being eye level with an animal is essential for me because it puts the background as far away out of focus as you can get, which is what I need. If you're shooting downwards, of course, you get the background right behind the animal, which is no good at all. You need to isolate it if that's, of course, what you intend to do. I love this anyway. It's just a nice, simple picture, and it's my beloved Derek. All right, we're into the top 3, and here you go. Wow, look at this. Very recent one, taken a month ago. I love this because it's rare to get a sloth bear. It's incredibly rare to get a sloth bear in a building, and it's incredibly rare to get a sloth bear in a building when I'm there and with this kind of texture. And I like the graffiti on the walls, I like the texture. I think it works incredibly well. I deliberately shot it wide, okay? So I look at the numbers here. This is a Sony A1 7200 2.8, ISO 3200, f4, 125th, plus 0.7. Plus 0.7 because the camera will make the scene dark, so I want to make it a little bit brighter to bring out the detail on the bear. Okay, ISO 3200, that gave me well enough shutter speed at 125th. I've learned since then that with the Sony I can shoot much, much higher than that and get commercial images. But I'm just, with all new cameras, you learn, okay? You learn as you go, and you learn and see what works and what kind of doesn't. Anyway, I love this picture. I deliberately put the sloth bear really low in the frame, and I've used all of the texture there, I think, really well. So that's number 3. Into the top 2. Has to be this one in the top 2. From January, these low angle lines on the road, taken with an OM1 Mark II and an 8 to 25mm lens, f2.8, ISO 3200. No light at all. Had the camera on the ground, ready to go. I love the expression of this. And there are various ways of shooting low angle. I still look down at the camera with the screen turned up. That's the way I like to do it. Other people use screens. I just find I just get in a mess with cables and stuff. So I just use the old-fashioned method. It's amazing to look down and you look up and there's 2 lions right there. Just incredible. Very different picture. I want to take pictures that are different. Lions are shot every single day in Africa. I mean photographed every single day in Africa by the 1,000, okay? I want to take something that's different, something that's unique, something that sells for me, but something that shows the animal in a different light, okay? That's what I want to do, and I think this does. Poor forward composition. The one in the background, it works because it's coming right at the camera. This one's interacting with the camera. Absolutely brilliant, okay? My only regret is that I couldn't shoot a higher ISO. It was ISO 3200, and in that kind of light level, that was the maximum I can shoot the OM1 Mark II with. I'd have rather gone slightly higher, Anyway, that's a nice shot. I really, really like it. And ordinarily, that would have been my number 1, right? But what's my number 1? Boom. Okay, this big fight. I haven't really shown it much yet on social media. It was published in the newspapers here in the UK. It's massive tiger fight. It's very rare to get a tiger fight and to get a tiger fight while you're there, where you're in the right position, where you've got everything set up and where you nail it. So Sony A1 200 to 600, ISO 800, aperture. Oh no, actually no, it wasn't. It was a 70 to 200 2.8. That's how close we were. Aperture 2.8, shutter speed 2.5 of a second. I saw them coming together. They came together. I just said to everyone, they're going to fight, and then it was down. It was literally that quick. I got 5 or 6 frames of it. That was all, and that was shooting at 20 a second. So it shows how quick it was. Amazing fight to see the aggression in the face that you're seeing on the screen here, and the claws. You can see it's not a play fight because the claws are out. Cubs, not cubs, they're sub-adults, will start to do this as they get to the time when they go away from their mother, because they're establishing dominance. And the perpetrator here was the one on the left with the face, which was the female. The one on the right is one of the male cubs, and the female, absolutely amazing. She is an amazing individual, and it's going to be wonderful for the future of tigers in Ranthambore. So there you go. That's my favorite image of 2024. More videos coming shortly on this channel. Thanks for watching. When you go out to take pictures, go out with a smile on your face. Don't go out thinking about what the kit is and everything else. You're going out in nature to help your mental health, to balance yourself from the busy world around us. So go out with your camera and just have fun with it, okay? Develop your own vision and style, and next year I want to see your favorite pictures. If you want to join our Wild Bunch community, the links are all below there. As I say, it's a very safe space community where I will inspire and teach you, and we're starting a new mentoring level as well. All right, that's all from me. Be nice to each other. Bye-bye. Bye.